Hey, we're here.
We're here.
Coming back live on Paranormal Chat on the shortened LLF radio.
Because I finally shortened it.
So, well, it
Yes.
works out well too because that's also the YouTube channel, so people can remember that
Yeah.
LLF radio is the YouTube channel, so that works out pretty well.
Yeah, no doubt. Like right when we hit the last few seconds, I was just like, you know how you get that in your nose and you feel like you're gonna sneeze? It was there, and I was like, great. As soon as it comes on, I'm gonna be like, achoo! I avoided
Oh
it.
well.
Yeah.
So,
So how's Robin?
all right. Okay. Sorry to make it last week. Some people know or some people don't. I'm a trustee on our local fire department. We had a meeting, and it's usually always on Tuesday nights, the first Tuesday or second Tuesday of the month. But the
Mm.
president had to had he was coaching t-ball, so he had to delay everything. And he told us what time we are going to be there. I'm like, he's not going to be there that time. It's going to be later than that. And sure enough, he was. So it's like
Yeah,
kind of slowed it down.
yeah.
So you got an investigation there at Rhodes tonight too, don't you?
I do. I'm over in the garage room tonight, hanging out. So yeah, full overnight tonight, full overnight Friday night and Saturday night.
So that's cool.
Busy week. Yeah. I
So
just had dinner with the group that's here tonight. So pretty
ah,
cool.
where'd you
Yeah.
go and tipped in someplace?
They ordered pizza.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, ordered pizza, and I had the chicken Alfredo bread bowl.
Ah,
Not too
that
bad.
sounds like what we did last Saturday night at Ashmore. I was like, I'm just too tired to go someplace. We're just going to order pizza and that is so.
Yeah.
Norman Ashley and I and Carl Wayne all sat in the motorhome and had pizza. So
Yeah. There you go. Nice relaxing night. You've been pretty busy yourself.
yeah, it's every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're out at Ashmore trying to working on this house project. And this weekend we're going to put up some walls. So we're hoping to we got all the walls out there. Hopefully they're still out there. I should look at my camera and make sure they're still out there. But they're all sitting up on the decking just waiting. So we're gonna stand those up this Saturday and hopefully get a lot of them constructed and it'll actually start looking like something.
Yeah. That's if you can avoid calling the cops while you're out there.
Yeah, that was something that I had no idea what was going on, and I guess when I put my phone in the cradle in the tractor, if you push the side two buttons on the iPhone, it actually comes up with an SOS call. You like you need an
Yeah.
SOS call or something like that, and if you don't respond to it and tell it no, it'll automatically do it. So it sent out the SOS call to Norma who was working, so she'd have her phone on her, and then it sent out
Yeah.
to Andy who's up in Wisconsin, and then he couldn't get a hold of anybody, because nobody's answered their phone because we're all working.
Yeah.
And he finally got a hold of somebody, and they called. He actually called the hospital to see if I was in the hospital.
Oh
If
wow.
they took me to the hospital, then he called the sheriff's department, and yeah. So finally, the sheriff pulled it out there, and like, everybody okay? I'm like, yeah. So Ashley was on the phone to Eric and letting them know. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's fine. I'm talking to him right now. He's on the tractor. I was digging out some pipe and everything out there. So yeah. So the phones are going to stay someplace else now, and
I was just getting ready to say you're probably not going to have that happen again, right?
yeah, we'll probably keep that. I'll just put the phone in the truck or something. So
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
was it was kind of crazy, and but yeah, it was not a good thing.
Yeah, my sister like sent me a message. She's like, "Have you talked to Robin like in the last little while?" And I'm like, "No, why?" And then she told me, and then yeah, then she let me know what was going on. That you were okay, and then the cops came out there, and I was like, "Oh, okay." To give him a hard time about that one.
Yeah, and yeah, so I actually gave Andy. He can see the cameras out there now while we're working. So I think what I'm going to do though, because he's in St. Louis, so I know he's not listening to this, but I think I'll go out there sometime this weekend and just lay on the deck, like pull a wall over top me or something, like just lay on the deck, and he'll look at the camera and it's like, what the heck? And yeah,
Dude,
probably really scream up.
yeah, do like what was it, man? What was that show? Remember the guy would fake a heart attack? Remember that? He'd be like, "Oh, it's a big one,"
Oh yeah,
remember? And like,
Sanford son.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, go out there and just start
Having
doing
the
that a
big
couple
one,
times.
having
Yeah,
the big one.
he'd freak
Yep.
him out. He'd be in the car in like 2 seconds, be driving.
So yeah, he was kind of he was kind of glad but pissed. It's like, what the hell you do? I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm just, I had my phone sitting there, and I guess, that,
Yeah.
and your watch will, because they got an iWatch just like you do, and I don't know if that fall feature on there. I mean, I'm working on stuff, and every once in a while, you'll say, "Did you fall? Are you okay?" And
Yeah.
I was working in a storage garage one night, and I must have bumped something or did something, and I thought I fell. And next thing I know, Sangamon County calling me, dispatch is calling me and saying, "Hey, we had a notice that you may have fell or you hurt." I'm like, "No, I'm fine." She's like, "Are you sure you don't need EMS?" I'm like, "I am EMS. So if you call, I'm gonna have to respond." I said, "So
Yeah.
don't page it."
Mhm.
But yeah, it's kind of. So I think I'm gonna leave the watch sitting in the truck and the phone in the truck, and not even carry any of that stuff this weekend when I'm working out there.
Go grab them on break time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I see
it'd
Ashley
be
said
much
you guys
easier.
are terrible. You said she said you
Yeah,
guys are terrible.
probably. Yeah, with my little stunt standing laying on the deck out there. So,
It would be a
but
good one.
yeah,
Just go out there and just do that.
yeah, exactly. So,
Yep.
but
Yep.
oh well, it happens. So I think things are booking up there at the Rhodes Hotel. So that's good. You guys are picking up quite a few investigations here and there.
Yeah, we're booked. Saturdays are booked into. I think we're in August now, sometime. So with Saturdays, and then Fridays, I think there's some Fridays here and there, and as of course like Tuesday nights, ever so often, as we have tonight. Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
you don't have. Like I was saying on the show last week, I don't think you have hardly any Saturdays left, do you,
Now,
Ash?
not until November. Saturdays are all booked till November. What we do have coming up, we got Kids Day as a benefit for Lost Limbs Foundation. That's coming up May 7th, which Ashley will be there and taking care of that, and a few others people. I don't want to mention names because I don't know everybody that she has lined up. I know some of them, but I don't know all of them, and I'll get in
Mhm.
trouble for not mentioning all of them. So I'm just not going to mention any of them. But
Yeah,
Ashley kind of coordinates that whole thing there, and so I know she'll be out there taking care of that on the 7th. This weekend, we've got Autographs for Pooches. They're out there. Tim Miley's got an event that
that's
comes
right.
down. It's set up for Friday night, and then it's all day Saturday. The investigation is sold out on Saturday, but you can get tickets to the seminars and everything. Just go to Autographs for Pooches or check it out on our website. We've got some links and everything set up. So
Yeah,
it
good
should be a good
cause.
time.
Yeah, good cause.
And yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun. It's all benefits Coles County Animal Shelter. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun. And I'm not going to be around it too much because I'll be busy working on stuff, putting up walls. Um, but yeah, I'll have to stop in and say hi and let them do their thing, and that's it.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Busy, busy.
Oh
Busy is
yeah,
good though. And the house is
yeah,
coming along.
yep, yeah. It's getting there. We'll get there sooner or later. So,
Yeah. Good deal.
well, what do you say we bring Heather in? Because
Let's
I mean,
bring her in. Yeah, she's
I'm
probably
not going to
laughing
talk
at
to her then.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
let's get Heather in here, and
Sounds good.
there she is.
Hey,
Hey, hey, hey!
Hey,
how's it going?
what's
Not too
going
bad. How are you
on?
doing?
I'm good. I actually have a story that relates to your emergency phone one. One time a couple years ago, I was kayaking down this river and I put my phone, I like shoved my phone into one of those dry boxes, but the dry box was like too tight for my phone and I just shoved it in there. And I'm kayaking along and then I hear this woman start talking. And she's like, 911, what's your emergency? And I was like, oh my gosh, my phone like called somebody. It turns out it clicked the side buttons, the box clicked the side buttons. So I just answered and I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm just kayaking right now.
Yeah. So see, I'm not the only one that does stupid things like that. So
Crazy.
I
It's fun.
haven't done it yet.
Oh man, be careful.
give him time. It'll happen.
Yeah, give it time. All in time, right? Yeah.
So how's Heather?
I'm great. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I mean, the weather here in Pittsburgh is we had like snow today and it was in the 30s, but then there was a day last week where it was like 70 and 60 and it felt like spring was finally coming, but after today it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of wearing a winter coat every day.
Yeah, it's been like that here. Like we got some snow, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday morning. And then by the end of the week, it's supposed to be 80.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everything's just all out of whack with Mother Nature these days.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm good. I had a good Easter. I ate a 1 pound Reese's peanut butter cup chocolate bunny.
Good
Been like
grief.
days. You know, I'm doing pretty good.
Wow, that's a lot of chocolate.
Yeah.
And peanut butter.
But oh well, you have to do that every once in a while anyway.
Yeah, you know, let loose. You know, it was good.
Yep. I love the 45s on the behind you.
Thank
I
you.
was getting ready to say that.
Yeah. I used to do these things where I would like make crafts out of records, and I had all of these left over. So I was like, I'm gonna put them on my, because I have this like built-in bookshelf in my new apartment. So I just was like, I'm gonna border it with these records.
I think you had something like that in Michigan when you were up there. I think you had some something.
Yeah.
Records.
Mhm.
I've always done stuff with records, make them into little bowls, paint them. It's something I think is really cool to like be able to reuse something like that. But not good records though. You got to pick the ones you don't care about.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got a ceiling in the theater here that is completely 45 records.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we took the yellow inserts that you used to use on the old record players, but you had the 33s that you could play the 45s on it with the 33 spindle. And we put those in there so that we didn't ruin any of them. So they're up there. My wife did it all with like upholstery tacks, and we pushed them through there and stuck them on the ceiling. I think there's like 400 or 450 records up there.
That's cool. One time, one of my old bands, we played a show at a record store in Montreal, and they had records on the floor and on the ceiling. It was so cool.
That's cool. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a cutout in the floor that I was going to put like album covers on there and then cover it with plexiglass, so you could walk on top of them without ruining the album covers and everything. But we've never found the plexiglass that I want to spend the money on to get in there. But the tile's still missing in that area. I got one of these years. It's only been like 15 now. One of these years I'll come up with some plexiglass to put in there and cover it up and do it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you do, like you're all the time messing with stuff. I saw like online Instagram, maybe, I don't remember. Weren't you like making your own earrings?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing some.
So my one of my best friends here has a jewelry company, and I help her. She's like taught me how to make earrings and stuff. So one of my goals, hopefully that I can complete this year, is to start making my own jewelry and selling it. Because I've always been into jewelry and crazy like earrings and stuff. So I don't know. I think that's been like a long time in the making for me to like do something with jewelry. So
cool. Yeah.
So you can start bringing that stuff with you to the events and everything, and start selling the jewelry out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Get you one of those little spinner like racks or whatever, to where people can just.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. It'd be neat.
Or I could just get a record and put hooks in it and then hang the.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
With my jewelry, I have big records on a wall, and then I screw these little hooks into them, and then I can hang stuff on them.
Yeah.
So.
Good idea.
Yeah.
You mentioned a band. Tell us a little bit about the band that you played in, or if you're still playing in one.
So the band that I was referring to was a band called Glowworms. We're no longer together. Everybody got like super busy, and then I ended up moving to North Carolina for a while, and then I came back. So we kind of aren't together anymore. But that band, we actually did like a small tour up in like upstate New York and Canada, which was so fun. Because I've been playing in bands since I was like 14 and never really got that far to where we actually planned a tour and released like 2 albums. So that was pretty cool. The band I was most recently in was a band called Mannequin, and we don't really exist anymore, which is sad. We started it over like way before the pandemic, probably like 2019. I started with that band, and we really only got to play like 2 shows because once we were ready to play, the pandemic happened. So then we just spent all that time playing music, like that whole year of 2020. We got really solid, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing anything else together, which is a bummer. But yeah,
that sucks.
Some new musicians.
What kind of music do you guys play?
I would classify it as, I guess, like heavier rock and roll, maybe a little bit of like surf type influence. It's always hard to kind of figure out what in the bands that I'm in because they're always like really kind of experimental and unique, but it's always rock. Like it's pretty like heavy rock, maybe a little bit of metal influence or something. I don't know.
What's some of your influences? I got to ask that one.
Oh man, definitely Sonic Youth. That's one of them. Jane's Addiction. Gosh, there's so many. The Talking Heads is a big one. B-52s. So if I could be in like an ultimate dream band, it'd be a band just like the B-52s, where I'm wearing weird outfits and it's just like a party. Like that's the kind of band I want to be in. Just weird, bright, colorful. So.
And roller skating.
Exactly. Yeah. If I could master playing bass and roller skating at the same time, I think that would be pretty good. Maybe I should put that on my to-do list as my other goals for this year.
Yeah.
So you
Definitely.
never know.
Yeah. See, I enjoy like just talking about other stuff. Like, it's like, I mean, you do some of the interviews and you get the same questions sometimes. It's like, Robin and I like to throw some curveballs out there and just steer away.
Yeah.
Just kind of get to know the person a little bit better, because people you already see what a lot of them do on TV, and it's kind of cool and seeing like other things that they do in the background, I guess you could say, their more personal life.
Yeah, it's always tough for me to answer the question, what's the creepiest place you've ever been to, or what's the creepiest experience? I'm like so bad at answering that. I like have a database that goes through my brain, like racking up all these different experiences, and I'm just like, there's just too many. I don't know.
I have a few of them for you tonight.
Okay.
So yeah. Well, one of them, somebody asked me. I was doing an interview a while back, so I stole their question. So if they're watching, sorry, not sorry. But I'll just go ahead and ask you this one now. But this one was pretty good. It caught me off guard. If you could investigate with any 3 people, alive, dead, fictional, whatever, who would you pick?
Oh my gosh. That's tough. That's a really great question.
Yeah, they hit me with that and I was like, oh, I can steal it.
I don't know why, but like Harry Houdini popped into my head because he was always trying to debunk things. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be really interesting to investigate with him. I'm going to say Elvis. Just because I feel like, I don't know, I think it'd be like ideal if he was wearing that white jumpsuit with like the sequins. And maybe I had like a matching jumpsuit and we were going into a haunted location together. I feel like that would be really interesting. Who else? Oh, man. Maybe like Thomas Edison, because, he had a belief in the paranormal and tried to create like a telephone to the dead. So I think that I would pick him. So we have Harry Houdini, Elvis, and Thomas Edison.
Cool. I can hear the Elvis one now, like, asking, can you make a knock? And be like, thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, it's time we'll just have to mute Mike now. So.
That was my joke for the night.
Who would you guys pick?
I like when they asked me, it was 5, I believe. I picked, let's see, Houdini was one of them.
Oh, cool.
Who else? Sherlock Holmes. Who were the other ones? I can't remember. I remember those 2 though specifically. I can't remember the other ones now. Yeah, who would Robin pick?
Yeah, I can't remember who I said last time. I know one of them was Lincoln. Because he was into the paranormal, and he lived here not too far from me anyway. So I thought it was one that I would have done. And I can't think of who the other ones I mentioned. They were mostly from the years gone by, and I can't think of who it was. I have to go back to the episode to see if I can remember, see if I can find out who it was. But yeah, it was something I don't remember now. But I hate to say 2 different ones from what I said before, but yeah, it was. I know Lincoln was one of the big ones then too that I was interested in. So.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a great question.
Good answers.
Yeah,
I stole it. I'm not gonna take credit for it. I stole it. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I wonder what it would be like to investigate with Jimi Hendrix and try to like turn his guitar into like a ghost box or something.
That'd be pretty wild. Yeah.
All of a sudden, you hear the national anthem coming through, playing on the guitar,
Yeah.
Woodstock style. So
Yeah. It bursts into flames.
that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
So just because I got to ask some of the paranormal stuff, but Paranormal State, how did you get hooked up with Paranormal State? How did you get on that show?
Ooh, so I was attending college at Penn State, and my first 2 years of college, I went to a branch campus in my hometown of Altoona. They had like the second largest Penn State campus, so I went there to do my first 2 years. And one day, I walked into the student lounge, and I was getting ready to study for a French test, and I looked down onto the table that I chose, and it was like the daily collegian newspaper for the school, and it was opened up to the spread about the Paranormal Research Society in State College, which was a student-run paranormal club backed by the university, which was crazy. And it was an October edition, so it highlighted this huge conference that they put on every year called UnivCon. And now at that time, this is around 2003, 2004, 2005. I joined in 2006, but when I found this article, it was 2005, I believe. And they were the only people at that time putting on a huge conference. Like it was an academic conference where they would bring in Lorraine Warren, Lloyd Auerbach, George and Kathy Lutz that owned the Amityville House. They would bring in priests. We brought in John Keel was at one of our events. So I saw this and I was like, wow, like I'm definitely going to join this club because I've always been into this. Maybe this will give me the chance to go to more haunted places and I could meet all of these like leaders in the field and, just have a conversation with them. So I kept the article. The next year I moved up to State College where the main Penn State University campus is. And I just started going to meetings. I didn't know anyone in the group. I would just walk into this room and there'd be two giant tables facing each other. And it was just a bunch of really interesting people talking about like their personal experiences growing up in haunted houses. They would talk about, paranormal UFOs in the news. And so I just kept going. And then I became friends with like Elfie, Sergi, Josh, and Ryan were like the core members. And then I guess Katrina had gone to some meetings the year prior, but then she stopped and then she started going to the meetings again, kind of around the same time I did. So I met her at like, I was like maybe my second meeting or something. And we hit it off and became best friends right away. And so I started training through there to be a field researcher. And it was this really intense training experience where you had to write research papers. You had to, you basically got trained on like demonology, parapsychology, famous haunted cases. It was really intense. And the manual was like this thick. So it was like really serious. And I was like really impressed by it because I was like, I couldn't believe that there was a group of students that were so passionate about this and serious about it. And, no one really seemed like they were, crazy. They were just like very interesting people that had legit experiences that they couldn't explain. So I went to like, I think it was like the 5th or 6th meeting. I noticed a new face in the room and I had no idea about a TV show at all. This guy was in the room. He was a casting director from the production company. And I guess 2 years prior, they had filmed a pilot where this Emmy Award-winning producer discovered PRS in the media because at that time in State College in 2001, when Ryan started the club, there was this really famous missing persons case. And Ryan contacted the local police and suggested that they use a psychic to try to look for this girl that went missing. So that kind of gained the club some notoriety, which got attention from this producer. And so I just tried out for the show because they put flyers all over campus. Like you saw them everywhere. And it read, I still have them somewhere, but it said something like, want to spend time in one of the world's most haunted locations all over the US. And so that drew me in right away. And I went to the casting call and then I was still in the club training, and then I got a call that they picked me and Katrina. And it was funny because we were the only two that like stuck with the program, because those classes had like a 75% dropout rate, because it was like adding a whole other class to your curriculum and not really getting credit for it. So we just did it out of passion and love for, learning about this stuff. So that's how I found out about it, which is crazy. But the craziest part is, before I joined PRS, I was going to twirl baton in the blue band, because I had twirled baton in high school and junior high, and that's like what I was going to do. But then I thought about it, and I was like, I had to practice like so much. It's going to take up so much of my time. So then I was going to join the French club, because I studied French. And then my third choice was the juggling club. And then I discovered PRS. Okay, I'm going to join PRS. And I can't even imagine what my life would be like if I stuck in like the juggling club. I probably would have been in like the circus or something. But yeah, I mean, I guess I was just in the right place at the right time. And, I think the producers saw that I was the kind of person that was in this for the thrill of it. Like, I was crazy. I played in this rock band, and I was just like really brave, and I wanted to have experiences. So I think that they thought I'd be like a good mix for the show.
Yeah. So what got you? I mean, did you have like any kind of a personal experience or something that first like kind of got you interested in the paranormal? Or
I didn't grow up in a haunted house at all. I grew up being intrigued by the stories and reading about Ed and Lorraine's cases. And the thing that really got me into it were playing with Ouija boards. I had a huge fascination with spiritualism, and just thinking like being able to like ask somebody that had died, like just being able to get a glimpse into the afterlife. Like I really, I had like every weekend, my friends and I would gather on my parents' back porch, and we would have these like Ouija board sessions where we would try to like see what would happen. So we would take it places. I would always have a video camera. We'd go to like cemeteries. We'd break into haunted abandoned buildings in my hometown and just try to find evidence. Cause that's what I wanted to see stuff. I wanted proof. I wanted my beliefs to be challenged. So definitely the Ouija board was like a stepping stone for this. So
as you see a couple of planchettes behind you. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Above, you can't see them, but I have two boards up there too.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. So I assume then that you're not one that thinks the Ouija boards are all bad and everything.
It's weird because growing up, I didn't think they were. I didn't have much knowledge about them, but now that I've done this more and more, it's just odd because it's kind of like doing an EVP session. Like it's like anything else you would do. Like you're opening a door, so you're at risk with any of this stuff because you don't know what's going to happen. Like everything in this field is speculation. So, but after working with Lorraine so much, a lot of like the most serious cases that they worked on started from someone messing around with a Ouija board. So I guess it's all about your intention that you have with the device. But I haven't played one since I was probably 16 maybe, but I don't know. I can see both sides of it, but I think it's like how you go into it that it's going to create your experience.
Yep, I agree. I think it's like with everything.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. I have probably maybe 30 boards or something like that myself. So
yeah, cool.
I kind of collect a lot of that type of stuff.
No, not Robin.
Yeah, a few things.
When we were at Michigan Paracon last year, and the Talking Board, the Historical Talking Board Society was there, and they had that room. I spent like 2 hours in that room. Get all the Ouija boards. They're just so cool. Like I wish I could create one. I just think they're so neat. Like the art with the old ones and everything. I've always had such a huge fascination with them.
I remember when you
should just draw one out. Yeah, draw one out sometime, and then you can have it just lasered into a board.
I should have the planchette be like a little roller skate that rolls.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. You should.
What's with you and roller skating then? So we got to ask, since you mentioned a couple times.
It's just one thing in life I love more than anything. Even though my knees are like, the cartilage in my knees is like wearing away, so I don't know how much longer I can last roller skating, but I don't know. It's just something I've always done since I was young, and I have a crew of people here in Pittsburgh, and we go on these like roller skating excursions around town, like in downtown Pittsburgh and stuff. So I don't know. You got the right music, and you just put on some skates, and it's a good time. So I don't know. I've just always been into it.
Are you inline or the actual roller skates?
Roller skates, yeah. I grew up rollerblading and roller skating, but yeah, the quads. And my wheels light up too, which is extra special.
There you go.
I don't see how people don't break their legs. I mean, with like the little inline, the blades or whatever you want to call them. Ice skating and stuff.
Yeah, rollerblading is much easier than roller skating. It's like easier to just stay balanced to me.
Not like I would go anytime anyway, I guess.
Another one of those like how I lost my leg.
Yeah, it's how I lost my leg. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could put me on a roller skate and I could just keep the balance and just give me a shove.
Yeah. You could create
You're probably better
to hold you
You're probably
up.
better off on a roller blade.
So I'm probably better off just not doing either. Yeah.
So we haven't had a lot of people talking about UFOs, but you were on the UFO shows then too with the. So how'd that all come about?
Oh wow! So the executive producer of Paranormal State, he has a production company, and they were actually doing Alien Highway, and he thought over the years since Paranormal State, he had been trying to get me on more shows, and I'd film pilots for shows, but nothing ever kind of took off, and then he was like, you'd be perfect for Alien Highway because you have the background with paranormal investigating, and I know you're into aliens. And so he had done a show. And what's really cool too is like there are a couple story editors that worked on Paranormal State that also worked on Alien Highway. So when I would go to the production studios, I'd like peek in the rooms and see them editing. So I would like go in, and they were people that had edited early episodes of Paranormal State like the whole way through and like knew me, but I had never met them. So that was like a really cool thing to talk to some of the people that kind of made Paranormal State look like, how it turned out. So that was really cool. But so Alien Highway, so the main guy on the show, his name's Chuck Zukowski, and he's really known for investigating animal mutilation cases and investigating like, just any kind of odd animal mutilation case. And he's really into UFOs and Bigfoot. And it was him and his son, and Chuck was in law enforcement at one time. And there was a horse mutilation case, and he actually got fired for I guess his paranormal leanings toward that it was something else. If you guys, there's actually a book, I have it somewhere. It's called The 37th Parallel. And that's actually about Chuck Zukowski's life. And he has this really excellent theory about how all the UFO sightings, the Native American burial grounds, the underground military bunkers, they all kind of line up on the 37th parallel of the lower half of the United States. So the book kind of like points that out. But this producer wanted to make a show about him because his life was obviously like really interesting with the animal mutilation cases. So it was me and then his son, who was also in law enforcement, and his son is like pretty skeptical about it, but he knows his dad is pretty like out there. So he just supports him on this journey. And then I was kind of like the paranormal girl on the show. So it was actually really cool to go from, investigating clients' houses to being out in these like really wild remote locations and worrying about wild animals and constantly looking up to where my neck was just always hurting. But it was cool. We went to the midwestern parts of the United States in areas where there were constant UFO flaps where people would just see these things they couldn't explain. We went to Sedona, and we kind of related like the energy of the vortexes to somehow like, is that contributing to these sightings? Like, why are there so many sightings in Sedona? Is it like the ley lines, the electromagnetic energy? So it was really fascinating. We did 8 episodes, and unfortunately we didn't get the go ahead for season 2, but it was a really like fun show to be on. And I did see some stuff that I couldn't explain.
It was a cool show. I think it's on Discovery Plus. You can go on there and watch it.
Yeah.
I watched it again a while back.
Yeah,
So,
yep.
it's on
Still on there. Yeah, it was cool. And it was beautifully shot. Like our DP was amazing, and the drone shots that he got were just like incredible. Like I remember the one we were on a cattle ranch in Colorado in January, and there was snow, and they just had these two giant horses, and I remember him getting a drone shot of like the horses like galloping through this field, and it was just so beautiful.
So what do you think, what is your opinion on as far as like Area 51 with the government and everything? Do you think they're kind of keeping things away from everybody quite a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that they test a lot of things there, and from like the people I've talked to and things I've researched, I definitely think that at one point there was crafts there from different from what am I trying to say? There were UFOs there that they were reverse engineering. And you think about it, that area of Nevada is like the perfect place. They have like 90,000 acres of just remote land and in mountains. So I think that if anything what like that was going on, it was definitely happening there. Yeah, I definitely believe that like there's been hidden things. I believe that crash at Roswell definitely happened. And I think that like as far as the sightings that go today, I think that with all the advanced technology that like Navy pilots are seeing and stuff, I think that people, the government especially, they don't know what's going on. And that's kind of why we don't really have answers. But at the same time, maybe some of it could be, there's also that theory that it could be like things that they're testing. But I don't know. It's hard to say. It's just fascinating. There's just so many different ways you can go about it.
Mm-hmm.
You ever talked to Ben Hansen quite a bit on UFOs?
Yeah, I think I did 2 events with him, and I briefly talked with him. And that's funny you mentioned him because I'm doing an event in May at the Ohio State Reformatory, and he's going to be there. And I think him and I are both speaking on a panel together, so that should be fun. I'll pick his brain then.
There you go.
Yeah. And you mentioned Katrina earlier. Let's jump over to that for a minute because I know it's something we were wanting to talk about. Mm-hmm. You have a project with her that, from my understanding, I think you said is actually going to be released pretty soon. All right.
Yeah, so pretty soon it's going to be released on Katrina's YouTube page, and it's a project I've known Katrina since 2006, and we've been doing this for a long time, and I'm surprised that we haven't collaborated on something earlier. But in October of 2020, we got together with our other friend, Kat, who films most of it. So it's just us 3. And we went to a location and filmed a little episode. We filmed it all ourselves. Our friend is editing it. And then summer of last year, we filmed like, I think 4 or 5 more episodes at different locations in Pennsylvania. We all just were able to travel to. But yeah, it's called Travel the Dead. It'll be released on Katrina's YouTube. We're going to be posting about it pretty soon, so watch our social media. But yeah, I think it's been like a thing we've been thinking about doing for a long time, and I think people will dig like seeing us together again.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, because I mean, it's obviously been a little while seeing you 2 together.
Yeah. And what's really cool too is that we utilized Michelle Bellanger's amazing psychic abilities. So she's in a couple of our episodes as well.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so Travel the Dead.
Cool. Yep, Robin's got the link up there for
the
YouTube page.
Yeah, there, so I put it up there. But
thank you.
Yeah, now you guys gone to quite a few different locations then when you filmed this, or?
Yeah, we did. They're all in Pennsylvania, except for the first one. So the first one's kind of interesting. So each episode kind of has a twist to it. And the first episode was a location that Katrina had an experience at before, but she wasn't going to tell me where the location was. So I went into it not knowing any of the history, not even knowing where I was going until we literally pulled up. And then when we pulled up, I had never even heard of the place. So that was like a cool twist to it, because usually we go into a case knowing a lot about the history and then we gradually uncover more. But to just go in and explore and like feel out each area and just try to like feel the energy and not know anything that's happened there. It was like a little fun experiment. But Yeah, she just like kidnapped me and took me. She actually took me out of state, across the bridge to another state, and we went on vacation. But yeah, we're releasing, like, each episode is going to be released into like 4 or 5 like 10 to 11-minute episodes. So
That's what I was going to ask, is if like they were going to come out like one each week, or if you were going to release like a few at a time. Or...
Yeah, I think we're aiming for Wednesdays. So we'll update you with all that. We're going to have a meeting soon. So I'm excited.
Cool.
It's finally happening.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. That'll be really cool seeing you two together for sure.
Yeah.
What was I gonna? I can't read my own writing. That's pretty bad. You have another project that you mentioned to me the other day when we were talking about the show and stuff that you had coming up with Chad.
Oh yeah. So Chad Kalick made a new documentary called Harbingers of Doom, and I was in it. He's still like editing it and stuff. Obviously, it's not done, but in mid-March, we filmed in Iowa and Omaha, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Johnny Hauser and Josh Hurd worked on it too, and they're also featured in the film as well. But it's cool. I can't tell too much, but we filmed it in Omaha and Iowa, and what else could I tell you about it? It's cool. What's really weird is when we were filming, every day we were there, something strange happened. And I'm not even talking about the paranormal, because the films has a little piece of the paranormal to it. But we'd encounter the weirdest people. We just had, every day, I swear we had like a strange experience, to where the next day would be like, okay, what's going to happen today? Just like unbelievable things, just weird, random things. So that's all going to be included in the film. But yeah, I don't know really when that's coming out, but yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I was excited to be a part of it.
So the social media pictures that Johnny, like, I've been seeing with you and Johnny together, that's what's going on.
That's what it's from, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and if you go on Chad's page, AGH Chad is his Instagram. He's been posting about it too, but we haven't really like told anybody what it's actually about yet. So
yeah,
that'd
be interesting to check out.
I did that in March, and then I guest starred on an episode of. Have you guys ever seen Mysteries Decoded on the CW?
No.
Oh, it's a really cool show. The main girl in it, she's an actress, and she's also a veteran and a private investigator. And she kind of goes around, in each episode they have a different guest, and she goes around like exploring Bigfoot, Mothman, aliens, like any kind of like weird mystery. And she tries to like sort of debunk it, because she's pretty skeptical. But it's a really well done show, and I guest starred on an episode last summer, and I think it's going to premiere. I think their new season starts in July, but the episode I'm on probably won't premiere until maybe the fall or the end of summer. I'm not actually sure, but I'm really excited about that one because it has to do with aliens again. So
that's cool. What was the name of that again? I'm writing it down.
Mysteries Decoded.
Okay.
Yeah, if you download their app, I think it's called CW Seed is their app. You can watch the first 2 seasons for free.
I'll have to dig those up and watch them
cool.
now.
You guys would like it. They're just different, like little mysteries, you know? So
yeah, I love watching shows like that. So now I got a new one to binge. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, the actress, her name's Jennifer Marshall. She's really good. I liked working with her. She's so funny. But she's actually one of the kids' moms in Stranger Things. That's who that is.
Okay.
You'll recognize her. You'll recognize her when you see her, probably.
Yeah.
You also worked with Jack a little bit there in Portals to Hell.
Yeah, that was so fun. He was so cool. And the locations that they picked for me to be on were like really great. Like the Stevenson building was such a trip, and Lake Shawnee. I did the Pennhurst episode, which I had been to before. But that place is So that place is always terrifying. Every time I go, I'm like, this is the scariest place. Like we were there and I was only in the investigation for the Penhurst episode, like the last part of it, but we were there and I had some extra time. So anytime I have extra time in any haunted location, I go off on my own and explore, and I just take a walkie with me and I'm like, let me know when you need me. I'm going to go explore. So I took my recorder up in the Mayflower building, which is one of the most haunted buildings on the property. And I was walking on like either the second or the third floor where they have all these room dividers where they would literally in this small space put like 5 beds. It was like a very overcrowded place. And I was walking and all of a sudden you can hear something like shuffling towards me. Like it sounded like shoes on concrete, just like shuffling towards me to where I have it on, it's on my recorder. You can hear my reaction, but I pause and you can kind of hear it in the distance, but it literally sounded like something was like shuffling towards me very closely. And I immediately was like, okay, I'm going to leave you alone now. I'm going to go. And you just hear me walking back down the steps. That's how intense that place is.
Gosh.
Have you guys ever been there?
I was there one time. Nick did an event there, and I went there. But I mean, I didn't explore too much though. So yeah, I didn't get to check out too much. I don't think Robin went to that one. That's been a long time ago.
Yeah, I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. It's a very big location.
It's a wild place, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot of fun to go out there and check that place out.
Yeah.
So you got anything going on at portals or anything like that coming up at all, or is that? I mean, I know that's kind of quiet.
No, they didn't ask me back for any more episodes for this new season.
Silly them.
I know, right? I was hoping it was fun. It was like I feel like if we all like worked together, even when Katrina was in the Penhurst episode with me instead of just on video, like I feel like we all vibed pretty well together. But you know, you never know the production side of things. Maybe they just wanted to have other people.
I saw something about those pictures, but I haven't really paid much attention to them.
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah, I saw those too. Like I can't remember where I saw them at.
I'll have to look those up.
I saw it on Facebook someplace they came across, but it's so tough anymore with the the photos trying to say that they're legit or not. There's so much fake stuff out there that's incredible.
There's so many Bigfoot costumes out there. I could probably make one.
Yeah.
You'd be more like Littlefoot. So.
Yeah.
I have to ask my other question now. So, if you could investigate anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh my gosh. So I really want to go to the catacombs in France under the city. I just think that would be so intense. I'd love to do. That's probably my number one. And then I also am very interested in that Island of the Dolls in Mexico, I believe.
That would be cool.
That would be creepy. And then where else? Somewhere in England, because I've never been overseas, and I mean the hauntings in England are 10 times more intense than the ones here because everything's so damn old. So I would say somewhere in England or even like Italy somewhere. I just want to go to. I really want to go. Okay, so I really want to go to France, Japan, and Italy. So anything haunted there. Yeah, but overall, the French catacombs is like number one on my list.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I actually had a layover in Japan, if that counts for anything. I've been there, so I just didn't spend much time. And then, like, the lady at the airport thought I was an athlete. It's like, I got one leg. Like, I don't know where they came up with that one at. But my sister and I were traveling. The lady thought I was an athlete. So
you should have made up some crazy story.
Yeah. So I lost my leg.
Yeah, exactly. So you got some cool events coming up this year?
Yeah, actually. So Hillview Manor is like an hour from where I live, and I know the owner, and I did an event for them last year, and then I just did one at the end of March. I'm going back there June 25th, and I'm doing an event there. I love going there. I just always feel like something happens. Like when I was there in March, I wrote this down so that I could tell you guys because it was. Have you guys been to Hillview Manor?
No, I haven't.
So it's cool because they know a lot about a lot of the people that lived there and supposedly haunt the building, because they've had like former residents come forward and like want to go in and share stuff with them. So there's this one woman that had died there when it was a nursing home. Her name was Mary, and she was blind, and she had like glass eyes that she would take out and prank the nurses with. She seemed like she was a riot, but she had this rocking chair that she rocked on it so much that they put padding on the bottom of the rocker because the people downstairs would complain. So they still have her original rocking chair in there. And I had a group in there when I did my event, and I had like a small group, and I decided to like sit in her chair and for a while to see if it would like trigger a response. And another investigator did the whole flashlight trick where you twist a mag light, and she put it on this counter. And it was very interesting, the responses, because I would say, someone would say, like, do you want Heather to get up out of your chair? And the light would come on, like, immediately after asking the question. And then I'd be like, okay, Mary, I'm going to get out of your chair. And then a little bit later, I said, let us know you're back in the chair by turning the light off. And the light turned off. And that happened like 2 or 3 more times to where we got legit responses relating to her chair because I kept going back and forth to it. So that was like a little fun experiment. But it's crazy. Like when you go there in the one hospital area, they actually have original documents that have everybody's names. So you could go in each room and know who was there. So it's everything's pretty well documented. But so yeah, I'm doing that one in June. The weekend of May 20th, I'm doing Parapsychon at the Ohio State Reformatory. And then August 13th, I'm doing West Virginia State Penitentiary Paracon, which that's one of my favorite places to investigate. I love that place. And then what else am I doing? Hillview Manor again in October. I might be doing another event at the a different Ohio place. I can't remember where. But I think that's about it. I'm not doing too many more this year. So what about you guys?
Not too much, really. I mean, there's just a few things that I've got lined up. Really, the main one I think in August, like, will be back at Michigan Paracon.
Oh, cool! I'm not going to that this year. I'm bummed.
And then normally Robin takes the Mystery Machine to Grand Rapids Comic Con in November. I don't know if you heard anything about that this year.
No, he's been working, I think, on the one he's got coming on in April. So Mark will probably get a hold of me then at some point in time about coming up to that one. And
we've done that the last 3 or 4 times or so, haven't we?
Yeah,
that's cool.
And then got to do headed over to West Virginia to do a haunted house thing with the Mystery Machine in October, the second weekend of October, which is like an hour away from Mothman. So I think I'm gonna go there and then head up to Mothman while I'm there. So
yeah, so I have a table with my friend at Mothman this year just to go, because I've actually never been to the festival. I've been to Point Pleasant a bunch of times, but I've never been to the festival. But I got asked to do another event, so I'm trying to decide between the two if I want to do this other event or do the Mothman Festival. So are you going there during the festival?
No, it's I think it's October 8th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's I forget the name of there's a haunted house that's out. And I forget the name of the town, but it's just like an hour south of there. It's right on the border of West Virginia and the other states right there. So it's right.
Cool.
They contacted me about coming out there at the Mystery Machine. It's like, okay, so we're gonna go out and do that. And
that's so cool.
Then, I looked and seen it, and Mothman is like, the town's like an hour away. So.
Oh yeah, you have to hit that up.
Yeah.
But then I also saw that there's another place that Barry and Brad Kling did an episode on just about an hour south of where I'm going to be. So I'm going to try to go to both places because this town is so freaky from what they told me. They said it's like driving into a different zone. So
wow, what town?
I try to hit that with you. I have to go back and look at it and see. They did an episode out there with Ghost Lab, and he said it was like it said people met them on 4-wheelers with machetes, and it was crazy.
That
So,
sounds sure.
yeah, he said that the first time they ever gone someplace, that they were kind of like scared for their lives. And if you know the Kling brothers, for them to be a little bit scared, it's
Yeah.
kind of like, wow. So,
Oh, that's
yeah, so
funny.
it's like, I have to check that out.
Gosh.
I went
Now,
to and I did an event a couple weekends ago at the Bel Air House. Have you guys ever heard of the Bel Air House?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Kristen Lee owns it, and it was a good time. We got some pretty cool responses on the spirit boxes that were like related to things in a weird way. But that place is cool. It actually sits on top of a coal mine. And like the French and Indian War was fought on that land, and in the backyard there's like a slope up this mountain, and there are caves like the Shawnee Indians would bury their dead in.
Wow.
So there's like a lot going on there. It was a cool location.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Do you put all the locations and events that you're up on your website?
Yeah. I don't think I put West Virginia State Penitentiary up there, but all the other ones should be up there.
Yeah, I've looked at it now, and that one's not on there. But there's a couple or one in particular that I saw that you were supposedly attending, and it's not on your website. And I don't know that you're actually going to be there, so that's why I kind of like to tell people, make sure that they're going to be there if you want to go up and see them before you.
Oh yeah, are you talking about the Minnesota one?
That would probably be the one.
Yeah, I took it off of there after the whole Vegas situation. So
yeah. Well, you're still on their website that you're going to be there.
I know everybody keeps tagging me in it, so I guess I should email him and try to get it taken down.
So yeah, it's just I always think it's kind of bad in a way when people continue to put people up on a website that you're not going to be at, just because they think it's going to help sell tickets or something, and then it makes you look bad because all of a sudden the person that's promoting the event's like, oh, they canceled, I guess, at the last minute. Sorry. And
yeah,
they weren't planning on being there anyway. So
that whole thing was a weird situation.
Yeah,
it sucks.
we won't go there.
Yeah. But yeah.
But, yeah, that's why I say make sure you check out the celebrities' websites or their Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or something like that. If you're looking at going to an event to see somebody, to make sure they are actually going to be there, no matter where it's at. And it's always best to check it out to make sure that whoever you're buying tickets to go see, they're really going to be there.
Yeah, I always put stuff on my Twitter and my Instagram, and then I'm pretty good with updating my website. For a while, it was down, and I finally got it fixed. So, yep.
But yeah, if people are looking for for Heather and everything and what she's got going, just check out her website, and it's the best place to probably get some information about her and her Twitter account. So, what's on Twitter? What are you going underneath Twitter? Just
it's Classic Tad, so ClassicTad.
And so and I think you got links on your website too, so somebody can always just go to the website.
Yeah.
Pop in there and find you there.
Yeah.
Need to start putting some TikTok videos up.
I know. I got convinced me to get a TikTok, and I was so against it, but I can't figure out how to do it. It's like I don't want to do the thing where people are always like talking as someone else. That like bothers me for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I just want to do the cool effects, but I haven't really just taken the time to sit down and mess with it. But I should eventually put one up because I'm always making weird creative videos, so I might as well join TikTok. But
yeah, you should. Yeah, you should get them on there.
Yeah, I have an account made. There's just nothing posted.
Yeah. I saw you on there. So I followed you. That's why I mentioned it. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
Yep. Sooner or later, we'll have to get you to Rhodes and out to Ashmore, and
I know. I'd love to come out.
Yes.
You and I talked about coming out doing an event at Ashmore with you and Katrina or something, and we just couldn't work out dates. And I contacted Katrina a little bit, and she was kind of looking at because Katrina kind of stayed in last year with the COVID whole situation.
Yeah,
I completely understand that, but
right.
But yeah, you guys are best buddies, so it'd be nice to have you guys out together and do some things.
That'd be fun. I would love to come out, and you have to let me drive the mystery machine around the block.
We get you guys to come out. I will definitely bring that over.
Okay,
so that's not a problem. So yeah,
He said it right here. So
Okay, I'll
Now,
remember that.
but the only question I got to ask you though, do you know how to drive a clutch?
Oh shit! No, my dad taught me, but I was never good with like letting the clutch up. I'm just not. I need to practice. Maybe I'll practice more before I get there.
There you go.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a
He
3
already
on the
said he's
tree,
gonna bring it.
3 on the column, and but yeah, it's not that tough to drive. I mean, Mike's rolled it off the trailer.
I have. So you could. Well, I didn't really drive it, but I drove it.
Nice. Yeah.
It took you
Well,
forever to get it off the trailer.
I was scared I'd mess up the mystery machine. I mean, wouldn't you be?
I have to bring my Daphne costume though. That's a must because that would be.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yep. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and we've got a lot of area out at Ashmore, so you can get in, and we could practice driving a little bit out there as well.
Okay,
So-
that would be so fun. Yeah, we need to organize something. I would love to come out and see both locations.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be awesome.
Well, let's try to set something up for 2023 because like every Saturday this year is filled except November, and like Pittsburgh, it gets cold out there in November, so it's like there's no sense. Nobody wants to do that.
We could probably figure something out here this year, probably.
Okay.
Maybe, you know, if
trying to think like what my schedule is like getting crazy with like other stuff. But yeah, we can figure something out. It'd have to be in the fall.
that would be perfect actually if we do something later on like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, definitely.
But really appreciate you being on with us tonight and coming out and doing some things here. So,
of course,
but
thanks
yeah,
for
it's
helping me.
been kind of looking through the
fun.
comments and everything here, and to see what's going on and everything with people. But yeah, it's been fun. It's a good time to have it. It's like just seeing you, and hopefully we'll see you someplace. And it's like I keep looking at your events and like, darn, it's like I don't see anything we're going to be kind of jointly going to. But
I know.
How far are you from the Mothman place?
I want to say maybe 2 hours. I'm like an hour and a half from West
Virginia.
Not bad.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, because I talked to Mike and Crystal about going out there with me, so I'm not sure if they're going to come out with me or not. So. We'll see.
Let me know when you're out there, and if I'm free, I could come and meet you guys or something.
Yeah. Maybe catch
Yeah,
up
that'd
out
be
there or
cool.
something.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, now I guess I have to ask you: are you a hockey fan at all?
Yeah, I grew up loving hockey. The past couple years, I kind of like don't follow it anymore, but I'm definitely a Pens fan. I have been.
That's what I was afraid you might say.
Yeah.
That's
I just grew up here, so it's just like it's just in my blood, I guess.
Yep, I can understand that. So
yeah,
I always like the Penguins when, especially when Lemieux was playing and all. So
yep.
Him and Yager. So
yep.
It's hard to believe Yager's still playing.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Not with Pittsburgh, but he's still playing for the team that he owns or something. So
yeah. In the mid 90s when it was like Ron Francis, Lemieux, and Yager, they were like the trio.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
I was really into hockey.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
So, well, we'll let you get back to your evening because I know it's getting late out there in the East Coast. And,
okay.
You're probably a night person anyway.
Yeah. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, I hope to see you someday. Someday we'll see each other.
Sometime,
we'll catch up to you guys sometime this year anyway, someplace. So
okay.
We'll get Robin. We'll get Robin over here if we do something later this year. We'll drag Robin over here with us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Get out of my house building at Ashmore.
Yeah.
And,
how do I see this or share it? Where does this get posted?
It'll be on the Rhodes page, the Ashmore page, and then our Paranormal page, the Lost Lands radio page, and then I also have it on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
It'll be under LLF Radio and YouTube. I'll have it up there tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
YouTube.
Awesome.
So, okay.
Cool. We'll take care.
Have a good evening. Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks again.
Bye.
See you.
See you later.
Bye.
And so, yep, Heather, she's great. I always enjoy her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun
It's
talking
always
to her.
fun.
And I got a chance to really sit and talk to her a lot in Michigan when we were up there because our
Yeah,
tables
where
were
you're
like,
sitting right beside each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
almost like right in our, she was almost like in my lap because we were so close up
Yeah,
there.
she was
So
like right here from you.
yeah, it was like, yeah,
I
we were
remember
sitting
that.
here in L tables and she was right next to me. He's like, move her chair. It's like I had to move mine. So yeah, it was so people could get in and out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
well, let me see here. Next week, if I got it here, next week, Sarah will be on here with us.
Yeah.
And she's a ball of fire. So she's a lot of fun. And,
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
yeah, looking forward to talking to Sarah next week. That'll be a good time.
Yep, another fun
Yeah.
show.
So, well, I'm going to get out of here myself. It's been a long day sitting here in the office. It's about 6 o'clock this morning.
I bet. I bet.
So, well, thanks everybody for tuning in with us tonight. And
Yes.
we will chat with you next week.
Yes. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Talk to you next week.
Good night.
Night. My name is Mike, and I'm the founder of the Lost Limbs Foundation. The Lost Limbs Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides assistance to amputee children in need of prosthetics. I started the charity after my own struggles after my leg being amputated just above the knee. Prosthetics cost thousands of dollars, and the average lifespan is 5 to 7 years on a prosthetic. Kids are constantly growing, so they'll go through multiple prosthetics throughout their life. This is the prosthetic leg that I use, and the cost was about $70,000. The Rhodes Hotel is in Atlanta, Indiana, and is owned and operated by the Lost Limbs Foundation. We are currently doing photo shoots, ghost hunts, and special events to help raise money for the charity. For more information, you can go to lostlimbsfoundation.org. With your help, we can help these kids one step at a time.